A little choppy there, Warren. You may want to cut off your video.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, folks, welcome to week 31 of 2024. It is the first day of August, so all kinds of excitement. And yeah, let's jump into it. This was been a blockbuster week, all kinds of explosive earnings, explosive international events like there's no tomorrow, and just general insanity, and lots of bank data this week, all across the world, and not just our beloved FOMC. All right, cool. So we'll look at sentiment data from the American Association of Individual Investors. I don't think it's up for our next monthly meeting yet, or at least the write-up. We'll take a look. And then
No.
we got no, okay, thanks, Kurt. We got a couple idiots of the week and a lot of desperados trying to figure out how to play um, directional trades with their college funds with earnings. So we'll take a look at that and other shenanigans. So good times there. And we'll look at our usual index overview and check out the market. And surprisingly, we're not seeing any mean reversion with the VIX. It is holding around the 16 mark. So yeah, we'll take a look. All right, cool. And then pivoting to fear and greed, we'll look at CNN's different studies there, and we'll look at Jeffrey Hirsch's Stock Traders Almanac data, and we'll have to delete July here. And we'll look at August and September, and we should probably grab October's screenshot throw here too. I still don't have stock charts up yet, so that's okay. But yeah, again, lots of earnings to go over. So we'll take a look at what's remaining and what has been announced in the last couple of days. So we'll look at Moderna, got some data also, of course, from Facebook. And we'll look at the overall Mag 7 and how that's faring. And of course, we got to look at our counterparty and look at the retail fish, the Robinhood crowd, all the kids. And I guess this is the tip of the spear for the retail side of the house, scary as it were. But yeah, and pivoting to our regular news cycle, starting with the macro econ stuff, we'll look at the aftermath of this hawkish FOMC move. And we'll look at we got to think about September, of course, and how that aligns with the political landscape as well. We got some manufacturing data that came out, so not looking great. And of course, this is optimistic, of course, because more bad news feeds an inevitable rate cut. So good times there all over again. And we'll look at the Bank of England with their slight cut as well. And for our remaining rollover needs, we have about $1.3 trillion worth of treasuries to sell. And apparently we're on track, sort of. Cool. And then looking at our Black Swan list, I kind of need to update it for this week. Well, last week we left off with the Bolivian coup, Nigerian problems, and now we have, wait, this looks wrong. Did I copy and paste the wrong one? I think this is the slightly old one. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Let me just make a quick note to fix our Black Swan list here. Okay, because now we have when we get to international section, there's just too many to list off. But yeah, there's shenanigans in South America, the Middle East, like it's nuts. Okay. Cool. And then pivoting to currencies and IOUs and other toilet paper variants. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, we got some more quarterly refunding stats on the rollover, so we'll look at that. And then interesting analytics coming out of the Mount Gox cohort that finally has access to their money. And surprisingly, half of them don't, almost half are looking to hold the crypto. So interesting gambit here. So we'll take a look at that. And then Ethereum is officially 9 years old in a couple days. 9 years old and 2 days now, which is kind of cool. And looks like Grayscale has spun off a mini Bitcoin fund. So we'll take a look at that. And pivoting to domestic news, I probably need to remove this screenshot since Southwest is now no longer the people's champion with their lack of open seating. So might have to change this. And stewardesses don't look like this at all anymore these days. But yeah, we'll take a look at domestic news. And of course, we got to talk politics. So we'll look at the latest predicted stats and see how that's faring week to week. And there's been a lot of fireworks already. So a couple of them off the bat are it seems like the new push, especially on Reddit. I'm seeing this with the bots like crazy. But yeah, so conservatives are now being presented as weird. So yeah, if you see a lot of commentary on that on social media, those are bots. And fun stuff on the south of the border, and Kamala's playing hopscotch with her border SAR designation or not. It's really bizarre. And Pocahontas, the fake Indian, and the real Indian, that's technically with Kamala's birth certificate shenanigans, it reminds me of Barry stuff. But officially, there was a her birth certificate I saw somewhere online. I think it was on 4chan or something. But she was born in Alameda County, so and she's listed as
Grew
uh
up in Oakland.
yeah. So
Yeah, so
she's
I have a picture. I'll find the picture and drop it in.
yeah, that'd be great. So she's officially Indian on her birth certificate. Sorry, not Indian. She's Caucasian. And her father's Jamaican. So the
But he calls himself Caucasian too,
yeah. So
and his family was slave owners. I mean, this is
correct. Yeah. So if you want to go darker, Kamala's official designation, if we're talking pure population groups, then it's actually Indo-Aryan is the correct technical term. She's not African. She's not black. So that's fun. Okay. Moving on. We got some more domestic news with car sales and Jeeps. I'll take a look at that. Boeing has a new CEO, and we'll see if this last-ditch Hail Mary to return to its engineering roots is going to save the Pacific Northwest and the free world. I don't think so, but we'll see. And looking at small business job growth, we were looking at a negative trend for the first time since COVID lockdowns. And with chicken flu lockdowns coming potentially this fall, that could be pretty exciting. And if you guys missed it, the CDC officially gave emergency authorization to the avian vaccine already, and this happened last week. So we're following the COVID timeline to perfection, and no one's talked about that. It was unreported. It was all about, global homo Olympic news, and that kind of got muted out. But that is in play, so um, it should be a very interesting fall season, like fall winter season. Cool. There's more data on California's disaster with fast food, and we'll take a look at that. And folks don't realize, especially Mr. Hair Gel, Gruesome Newsome here, the true minimum wage is $0. And apparently, yeah, he doesn't know that. Or he's deliberately trying to he's deliberately trying to destroy California. And it seems like he's really on track. He's on track for that. Cool. We'll take a look more at Warren Buffett's activity. This isn't his 13F disclosure, but we do know of him selling off some banks, so we'll take a look at that. And wow, this was earlier in the week. I thought this would be the biggest news story come this meeting, but apparently this is like number 11 out of the top 10. But if you guys missed this, this is my favorite freaking Bishop. He was a big Trump supporter during term one, especially during the campaign season, like 2015, 2016. He's been excommunicated by the commie Pope, and he's been in hiding for the last several years. And yeah, so he called out Macron and Big Mike. So it's just hilarious. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. Good times. And then we got some more analytics out of McDonald's, and for the first time, same-store sales have slid for the first time since 2020. And we'll look at how the overall price action is performing in light of also McDonald's Hail Mary for a slight resurrection in their $5 value meals that have started up. So we'll take a look at that. Cool. And then pivoting to real estate news. Let's see, $1 million is the new starter home price for about 237 American cities. It's just insane. But yeah, we'll take a look at summer home sale stats, and yeah, we'll look at inventory data and some other fun things. And then we got to talk commercial real estate. We got to look at tower and mall valuations. And we talked about this big time in 2021, 2022, if you guys recall, with Simon Property Group, who basically specializes in shopping malls and strip malls. And they have some, huge anchor tenants like Gap and stuff that was stiffing them on the rent payments. Elon included, but that's a slightly different subsector, but still commercial real estate nonetheless. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. Good times there. And we'll look at where the spicy markets are. And currently, we are holding true to the old demographic trends of the 3 M's, if you guys recall that. The 3 M's are Mexicans, Mormons, and Muslims. So yeah, Utah is obviously a big one. And then Dearborn, Michigan is basically Somalia. Yeah. But yeah, those are the 3 M's. So we'll take a look at that. And then pivoting to our tech scene, we got to talk Mag 7, we could talk NVIDIA, and with its NVIDIA's recent slight resurrection, it basically gathered enough value cap to resurrect a Costco overnight. So yeah, pretty crazy. Cool. We'll look at the latest legislation from the EU on their new AI Act, and we'll see desperate measures between Uber and BYD. And this is a match made in hell. And this is going to be a complicated rollout since BYD is not really active in the US scene. And with the latest extreme tariffs, that will also continue. So we'll look at what this, how this translates for both the Chinese and Uber joint venture here. Cool. And then here's the latest shots fired from Delta against CrowdStrike. So we'll take a look at both tickers, and yeah, please avoid Delta going forward, I guess. Holy cow, their systems are not redundant at all. Cool. And then ASML had a recent jump thanks to some slight loopholes with the anti-China legislation and restrictions, and that's helping semiconductors. And then onto Tesla news, didn't Elon get into a fight, a verbal fight on Twitter with the Brazilian president or something over the Venezuelan results or election results? So yeah, that's happening among other things. And apparently Morgan Stanley has thrown in their lot with Tesla, and that seems rather desperate. And as we saw with Tesla's last earnings, this might be unwarranted and maybe a desperate ploy for a last attempt at forcing some equity into Tesla. Cool. So we'll see how that shakes up. All right. And then pivoting to the labor side of the house, we'll look at the latest layoff stats, and we're seeing huge spikes with jobless claims, and we're seeing finally evidence that executives and HR have always wanted to use return to office policies to encourage people to quit. So yeah, the rumors are true. All right. And let's see, pivoting to the international side of the house, I thought we needed a new screenshot as well to capture this. So I thought, what is the most international, one of the most international products that we like to talk about? And I thought of cocaine here. So this is the cocaine distribution map. And it overlaps with the triangular trade of the North Atlantic a little bit.
Vietnam cooks up a lot of cocaine.
Do they? Yeah, I would like to learn more about the biological etymology of cocaine and why it doesn't why it only grows there and but yeah, it seems like it should be transplanting other places. But yeah, Vietnam,
Street level, it's everywhere. It's weird.
Vietnamese cocaine.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it doesn't matter. You can look at it some other day.
Yeah. Here's Reddit where all the good stuff is. Respectfully asking about drug culture. Oh, this is just about using it. Oh, we're about production here. All right, yeah. There's a cool movie, a Chinese movie, ironically, that talks about the opiate side of the drug war. It's made from the Chinese perspective, which is kind of interesting. Let me drop this in the chat. Yeah, this is the Operation Mekong. Um, I, I watch a fair bit of Chinese cinema, and most of it is not worth recommending, but this one is. Okay. All right. So yeah, check this out. This is a cool movie. It's like it's the other side of American Gangster, the Asian side, not the Harlem side. All right, cool. So international news. Holy shit, yes. So the Hamas leader has been killed in Iran, and the Ayatollah is swearing bloody revenge. Number two, flights are canceled to Tel Aviv. I think it's being rerouted to Jerusalem, but at least Tel Aviv is not open. But yeah, people are freaking out. What else? Turkey is gonna the remnants of the Ottoman Empire are gonna try to save their fellow Muslims. Holy shit. Shit is gonna go down. And don't forget, Turkey is a NATO player. So it is shenanigans galore. And don't forget, Turkey is also a staging area for a lot of logistics. All right, cool. We'll talk about that. We'll look at that in just a second. And here is the weapons arms deal between Armenia and Iran. So all kinds of fun stuff there. And who's not being talked about here? Pakistan. Oh yeah, Pakistan and China are having massive floods all over the place. And on the Chinese side, these once in a century floods are happening every year. So good times. So we'll take a look at that. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot of blowback to Israel. So that's why the VIX is not reverting back to its average value of 12 and 11. And this weekend might be really good for gold. We'll see. But yes, it is a risk on month right now. So yeah. Yes, and then speaking of solvency, I'm sure long-term bondholders of Ukrainian debt are thrilled to know that Zelensky is going to suspend interest payments. So beautiful. Looks like he's going to steal everything that's not nailed down. All right, then we got to talk the latest Hail Marys from the Bank of Japan. And what else? Yeah, Venezuela is having chaos. I'm a little bit lost at the moment, but yes, Russia and China was thrilled, so maybe they had a hand in the election results. And then there was CIA funded insurgents that rushed the capital, and yeah, it's just bananas there. So yeah. And then on to more positive news. We haven't looked at world global tonnage in a while, so we'll look at the latest stats. And pivoting to oil and commodity news, let's see. We're seeing an interesting spike in unusual options activity with the Brent market. So we'll take a look at that. And then I want to get Dave's feedback since he's our resident oil guru. Have you seen situations like this with near capacity on the Texas side? This kind of reminds me of April 2021, when oil futures went negative for the first time in human history. But yeah, would love to get your feedback, Dave.
Yeah, I don't think it was 21, but yeah.
or 20, 21, whatever
20,
that spring was.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
when the
COVID reaction.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, I think it's 20. Yeah, I think you're right. Cool. And then we got we'll talk precious metals, of course, for a second. We'll look at premiums and the gold silver ratio. It has moved up to 86. And we've seen this as low as 70s, the mid 70s. And yeah, it's amazing to see what a bargain silver is at the moment. Cool. But yeah, we'll take a look at some good analytics over gold, and then we'll look at Shanghai. Sorry, switching to China news, we'll look at the latest from the Shanghai stock market, and that is in trouble, and it cannot get back to the 3,000 watermark. And then we'll look at some other fun updates with China's contributions to Russia on the drone side, and we'll look at some other data of China's failing um, economic recovery situation. And we'll look at Chinese stocks, of course, FXI, internet stocks, Alibaba, and the other notable EV players, which are collapsing. And in a desperate attempt to save BYD, China has decided that Thailand must pay the price. So they're dumping very, very large amounts of BYD EVs into the Thai market and subsidizing it with these price cuts. And Thailand is pissed. So we'll take a look deeper at this situation. All right, cool. So yeah, those are all the key things I had for the week. Of course, it's a light week, with half of the Mag 7 earnings, amidst the crazy cycle international tensions. And good God, if we could just promise each other not to use nukes, like let's not end the world this summer, please. All right, cool. Let's kick off with a poll. And let me know how you think the S&P 500 will go by next week. And let me launch it here. Cool. Yeah, so if you can vote on your screens. Meanwhile, let me drop the notes, the session notes for you guys in case you didn't catch that earlier. And we have a couple folks out of town for summer vacation funding. So we have a slightly smaller audience today. All right, cool. All right, let's see. Thanks for your votes, guys. Let me share the results. So 0% said bullish, which is interesting. 33% said sideways, and 2/3 of you guys said bearish. So I would mirror these sentiments very closely, myself at least. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, guys. I'll save that for the end, and we'll compare and see if there's a change in sentiment. And let's look at another complementary cohort here. This is the American Association of Individual Investors. And these folks are famous for buying and holding. So let's see how they're voting. So let's see. For this week, we're off the same week over week in the bullish camp. A little bit more neutral folks and a slight decrease in the amount of bears. So a little bit diverging from our group. And again, we're a lot more derivative centric than this pure, or not pure, but relatively heavier buy and hold common stock strategy. Cool. It pays to be nimble. And we have an upcoming meeting in about 3 weeks. So we'll have more news to talk about that as it comes up. And for now, let's start with sports. Let's go to sports and blah, blah, blah. This is fun. All right. Going to Wall Street Bet's finest. Idiot of the week, number 1, lost my college money. Little bro here, you're only spending $9,000. What is the average unit price now? I don't remember. It was like $300 at Santa Clara when I was going there. I couldn't even afford summer school, so I just went to work. But yeah, I have no idea what he's paying with $9,000. Maybe community college for a little bit, but yeah. All right, so let's see what he's did. He's officially done trading, blah, blah, blah. This money was supposed to be used for college. Mom's pissed, I'm sure. Strictly long-term investing now. And like, can you imagine like starting a 401k now at the market top, yeah, yeah, this is not going to work out very well. But looks like, I support the kid for trying, but yeah, maybe he should have learned what to do before he wagered money he couldn't afford to lose. And top comments are always fun. Champ, you don't need a bachelor's degree to be the best damn fried cook at Wendy's. All right, thank you, Wendy's. All right, idiot number 1 completed. Let's look at number 2 for the week. All right. Lost every single dollar I had to my name and in debt $45,000. Meta in April lost 35,000, kept on losing after. I'm done. So yes, this guy took out a loan of 45,000. He used 30,000 of his own bootstrap funds, had 75,000 in play, and poof, it all went goodbye. The numbers don't match. I see 68,000 here, but he said 75K. So slippage somewhere or something. And I love that these kids are all using Robinhood. So they're all making these massive 5-figure moves on their phone. Like you guys have looked at the option chain on Thinkorswim on a mobile platform. It's workable in an emergency situation to set up a new trade. Closing is decent on the mobile app, but setting up a new trade with the option chain would be nigh impossible. It's just so hard to see all the columns and whatnot. But yeah, poor guy taking out loans.
Trade's probably okay on a cell phone.
Say what?
Pasty trade's probably okay on a cell phone. I mean, they're smart enough to do it right.
Yeah, yeah. Their layout is a lot more friendly.
Yeah, I've never done it, but
I've tried on the fly, just like no, I just gave up. I mean, closing is fine. It's assuming you have a standing good till cancel order, and you're just managing that. But yeah, crazy. All right, maybe we should add that to the iron trading rules. I understand we know this, but the idiots don't understand. But like, use the proper equipment. That is not your phone to trade. Okay, yeah. I mean, I get pissed when I don't have a second and third monitor attached to my computer. I cannot imagine trying to build financial freedom off my phone. Like, are you crazy? Yeah. Okay. Good times. So yeah, be careful with borrowed money and options trading. All right, cool. Trading idiot number 3 for the week. Let's see. This person bought the 220 put. Let's see. Let's see. He got exercised and let me see. Buy to cover. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's reverse order. Okay. Who got exercise? He had to cover. Holy shit. 233 times 100. There goes $23,000. But yeah, poor guy. Had no idea what he was doing. And
well, that's really kind of just a margin call.
yeah. I mean, I guess you could call it that, but
you can exit immediately.
Yeah.
And take the strike.
But yeah, what do you expect from a guy named Attack Sock? A girl? A girl named Attack Sock. Oh, okay. Yeah. And she's Asian. What the hell? Let's see what her all-time posts are. She's a tech girl, Wall Street bets, plays computer games, is a liberal. Okay, we're bored. All right. Okay, super nerdy Asian girl that doesn't know what she's doing. Okay. All right, whatever. All right, those are idiots of the week. Cool beans. Let's fast forward to our fun stuff. Let's go to our index overview, and we gotta go to the charts. All right. And here's my favorite ticker at the moment. So I am shorting the bejesus out of Li Auto here. So big fan. All right, cool. Anyway, let's get into ES and let's work our way down the indexes. We'll start with the S&P 500 and I suppose it's smart money with the futures side of the house. And let's starting off with momentum. Let's see, on balance volume here measures net inflows versus outflows on a day-to-day basis. And I love this so much more than RSI. And um, yeah, let's see. So we are at about a net 10 million shares a day at the moment. So it's positive, but let's see. Our recent peak was about July 16th. And we're seeing momentum here in inflows match perfectly with price action. So again, this is a great education on why like trying to outfight gravity or an ocean current, like the momentum overall, it would be like betting against this would be unwise. Like you have to trust this trend. It's a massive trend. All right, cool. Almost down 2% for the day. Let's go under the hood and look at today's analytics. All right, so looking at put call ratio 1.4. Yesterday was like 2.5, 2.3. So big day yesterday, but looks like today pretty normal. Fair value is 1.4. So yeah, the bearish deltas from 0 to 20 look fairly normal. We've seen this at extremes of high 80s up to 90, but today's only 74. And the contract count looks pretty low at first glance. But these sizzle numbers are still freaking broken. Swap can't freaking fix anything. All right. All right, let's go to SPX with our big boy option contracts and check out how that's shaping up. And I'm seeing something in my silver Twitter feed that gold broke 2,500 for the December contract or something. What? Okay. Getting distracted on my phone. Pardon me. All right, let's go to SPX and look at these analytics. Come on. Come on, Swap. Come on, Swap. Come on. Close the option chain. Oh, dear God. Is there an error? Yes, there's an error. Of course, there's an error. Thanks. All right. Put call ratio 1.3. So fairly normal trading day. Let's take a look at numbers here. Yeah, not that bearish at all. Only 59% in the Hail Mary deltas. Overall, sales numbers are broken, but yeah, this looks like a fairly normal day for SPX. Slightly bullish. Fair value is also about 1.4. Yeah, let's go to the retail side of the house, and this, in theory, should be a little bit more optimistic. Go ahead. Come on, swap. Oh gosh. Come on. All right, cool. All right. Looks like these numbers are working correctly here. Put-call ratio 1.129. So definitely more optimistic. Nothing serious in the 0 to 20 bearish deltas. So yeah, normal, I guess buying the dip kind of day for retail. And I don't blame them. Uh, there's just a lot of folks. I was looking on Facebook groups and option subreddits. Folks are buying a dip pretty heavily, especially with the Mag 7 in anticipation of September's rate cut. So, yeah, definitely tradable. Cool. And with that, let's pivot to our other index and let's go to the Russell first. If swap will cooperate.
So have you ever talked about selling puts to acquire shares?
Yeah. I mean, that's a very classic entry.
Well, I know
And
I don't. I mean, you and I know this, but I don't think you newbies understand. And by the dip is really enabled by selling puts far enough away that it's like feels like a sure thing. And you do collections
right, you get
until it
premium
happens.
upfront. Yeah. And it's a nice way to leg into a position and still collect some cash flow and keep it on your radar screen. No, I think it's a fair point. I don't know if yeah, I think I sell puts to enter all my long stock positions now. Because I guess I guess you can call us like premium sluts, or with the happier vernacular in the Mark Sebastian lingo is what? The one man insurance company, right? So yeah. All right, cool. Russell 2000, put call ratio 1.48, fair value is 2.3, and I affectionately dub this the schizophrenic index because it loves to overreact. And today is no exception. It's down 2x plus of what S&P is doing. The Russell 2000 is like your beloved ex-girlfriend that just won't act normal. She's slashing your tires, she's stealing your shit, and yeah, she's crazy. All right, cool. But yeah, let's look at momentum. A lot of folks buying into small caps here. Looks like we have also matched July's peak from July 16th as well, which correlates with the ES peak. So we're seeing all the indexes move in formation for the most part. But yeah, is this justified? I don't know, but that is a really big, scary doji from today. So yeah, should be watching for that. Cool. And then look at how tight all these candles are. That is not that's not a strong plateau here. It seems like a very thin summit to be hiking on. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. Where am I? Russell 2000. Okay. Let's go to the Qs of the
You know,
NASDAQ.
the rut is kind of interesting just because everybody talked about rotation and then the rut actually moved. I mean, it moved late. It was predictive that people were talking about rotation, and then it happened.
Yeah. I mean, but are small caps justified in a rotation? Is this truly a safe asset or a safe haven?
No,
I
no. What I'm saying is that they
money ha
talked about it for a couple of weeks, and then it happened.
yeah. I see what you're getting at. I just think there's not a lot of places for a lot of these pension funds to go.
Yeah, 10% down move would hammer rut
Yeah,
because they'll get afraid much quicker.
it's coming though. It's coming, and we know that the rut it's on shaky legs to begin with. So yeah. And then looking at the NASDAQ here, speaking of a 10% decline, the NASDAQ had that and no one talked about it. 10%, look, 500 to 460, that's 10% over a little over 2 weeks. That's a correction, if I'm not mistaken, right? How come it's not reported like that? So these are decent questions. And if we look at the Nasdaq peak, it also matches 716 on the on balance volume. So we're seeing a lot of correlation with peak inflows, and you're investing in the same stuff. And then if we think about the big three private equity guys, right? BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, who own 89% of the S&P 500 and basically own each other. So we got one big, cheating, conniving, headquartered right next to the money printer conglomerate of private equity that's buying up everything. And who is that? Oh, pardon me. I'm just going to mute you, Joseph. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's momentum. And yeah, 716 peak. And then looks like we've lost a third of the inflows and we're almost to halfway. So yeah, we'll see. But again, while there's a rate cut plan for September, inevitably, there's also a lot of wild cards in play, including an up to assassination of presidential candidates. So it's anyone's game. And anyone saying otherwise either has privileged information or is a damn fool. All right, cool. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Put call ratio, this also likes to live in the 1.4 zone at fair value. And today we're at 0.981, which is a bit bullish. And folks are definitely buying the dip. Again, I don't blame them. It's a sensible move. And yeah, cool. So yeah, so that's the Qs. And let's go to the Dow with the diamonds, and then we'll get out of the indexes. Oh, come on, Swab. Oh, God.
Your symbol is wrong.
Yeah, I got jammed up in this box. I restarted my computer before this too. Come on. Come on, diamonds. Come on, we got a lot of news to go through. Come on, come on. All right. Again, this is not the biggest index, but it's a good source of information. So this is usually the most famously bullish of the indexes. Today it's not, but it is yeah, it's usually 1.0. But yeah, today it's a little bit not as happy. And let's look at momentum for a second as well on the charts. Looking at our bottom left quadrant here with the 90-day chart, let's see. We also see a peak also right at the 716 mark. So gosh, these indexes really move in tandem here. And we are also matching this 716 waterline as well in the current space, just like all the other indexes. And similar to the Russell, however, this is more extreme. You can kind of see that this plateau, this base that is trying to form, matches the same candles almost. Just you're building a mountain summit full of dojis. Yeah, that's extreme confidence. And what is this? This is an interesting candle here. What do you call this? It looks like the battery symbol. And it forms a head here. Wait, so how does that wait, so that means I don't understand the candle structure here. I should maybe grab a screenshot. Oh no. This is person's pivots. Okay. It's okay. I see what's happening. This is person's pivots that just happen to overlap at the same point. Okay. I was about to say that candle looks really weird. All right, cool. All right, let's look at what the VIX is at the moment. So will the VIX go back to the 12 and 13 space? Oh, it's at 19 at the moment. Oh, holy cow. That's right. It's inversely correlated with the SPX. Duh. Okay. But yeah, that's up 17% today. Wow. Someone with cheap out of the money calls made a mint today. And that wasn't us. Or was it? Okay. Wow. And then let's see. Is this your entry point, Dave? Uh just to short it blind now? Now that it seems like it's peaked?
You have to.
Could be here.
Well, I mean, you can't trade VIX. That's why I used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
trade.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
And
could.
VIX is completed. It's reverse split. There was only 3 days notice. It was really annoying. I mean,
Oh,
I looked for like 3 months and then it happened and I didn't realize.
what 3-day split with VX?
So like VXX, it's up near 45 or so.
Uh,
And I mean, at that point, it's tradable. It's not slash VXX. It's
oh, just VX. That's right. I see 51. Oh, holy cow.
yeah. So I mean, it was like 44 just a couple days ago. So
Wow.
yeah, this would be where I would seriously consider shorting more.
Yeah. And on the 90-day window here, Yeah, there's no support for staying at this level. So yeah.
Well, the market can crash,
Oh, for sure, for sure. Anything's possible.
but over like the 2 or 3 year period, VXX isn't going to be here. It's going to be 30 again.
Yeah. Fair points. Cool. All right, that's our index overview. Excelente. Let's go to our other forecasting tools. And let's take a look at CNN's Fear and Greed Index. So looking at their composite score, it's 39, which is on the low end. Looks like yesterday 52, a week ago 42, a month ago 38, and a year ago 77. And here we have the S&P and its 125-day moving average, and this nice buffer zone has cut in half. So we will give the check mark to this fear readout. That seems confirmed. And this is our Heidenberg omen, the 52-week high versus the 52-week lows, and looking at the delta difference. And at the moment, we're skewed on slightly towards the greed side in this this continuum here between 0 and 5%. So this might be the wrong call, but it is saying extreme greed at the moment, but sure. The McKellen index is a little bit more sane. This looks at not the 52-week extremes, but the overall number of net shares rising versus selling, or not net shares, but net companies. And yeah, here we're skewed on the more neutral side between this continuum here. So that seems fairly reasonable. This is retarded against historical data. Anything south of 1 is not fear, period. This is just freaking garbage. And I love the Pukal ratio, but this is retarded. All right, we'll skip the rest. We already talked about the VIX. But yeah. Oh yeah, so here we have some more historical data at least. So yeah, we haven't touched this realm since April 15th. Really? Peak VIX this year was tax day besides this week? That's hilarious. Oh yeah, there's an article, right? The IRS owes hella money. Did you guys see this? I didn't pull it out because we can't trade on it, but what is it? IRS agents owe a fair a pretty penny. Let me just find a headline for you guys. I thought this is so stupid. Unpaid. Where is it? No. IRS agents. IRS unpaid agents.
You should get somebody to look at your map and tell you why it's misbehaving.
Way too many tabs open.
Well,
prob-
you've either got too much memory pressure or
it,
something's burning cycles. You don't. There's something really obvious going on with you, or your internet connection. It really does suck.
oh, I'm on shitty public Wi-Fi, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Where is it? I can't find it. Or this Quant sucks. I've been testing out different search engines. Yeah, Quant really sucks. I always go to Google. All right, but anyway, we can find this headline later. Okay. Oh, Vietnamese cocaine. We'll look at this later. Okay. All right, cool. So that's the fear and greed stuff from CNN. Let's go to the Stock Traders Almanac and see what Jeffrey Hirsch's team has concocted for us. All right, cool. Let's see. August. Harvesting made August the best stock market month from 01 to 51. Now that about 2% of labor is dedicated to farming. August is the worst Dow month and second worst S&P and NASDAQ month since 88. Second shortest bear in history, 45 days, caused by turmoil in Russia. Currency crisis and hedge fund debacle ended here in 98. Blah, 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 blah. Saddam Hussein triggered a 10% slide in 1990. Was it best Dow gains of 82 and 84, whereas bear markets ended. And next to last S&P day is next to last S&P up. Oh, sorry, I misread. Next to last day, S&P up only 9 times last 27 years. And presidential election year, August, rank number 5 for the S&P, number 4 for the Dow, and number 1 for the NASDAQ. Wow. NASDAQ might want to relook at the Qs in that case. All right, cool. I should throw on like just a 1 monthly call or sell a put on the Qs and just confirm this for all of us. Okay. All right, let's take a peek at September. Portfolio managers back after Labor Day tend to clean house. Biggest percentage loser on the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ since 1950. Streak of 4 great Dow Septembers, average 4.2% gains. Ended in 99 with 6 losers in a row, averaging 5.9%, and then up straight 3 from 05 to 07, and then down 6% from 08 to 11. Up 7.7% in 2010, and down big the last 3 years. Day after Labor Day, Dow was down 11 of the last 15. S&P opened strong 17 of the last 28 years, but tends to close weak due to end of quarter mutual fund portfolio restructuring. And last trading day, the S&P is down 19 of the past 30. September triple witching week can be dangerous. And I love this last phrase. Week after is pitiful. And we can see that on the bar chart here very nicely. So yeah, September should be pretty bad. So exciting times to look forward to. All right, cool. We'll have to skip sector rotation this week. But yeah, earnings. Lots of fun stuff remaining. Again, this has been one of the biggest earnings weeks of this season. And yeah, all eyes on Amazon, Apple, Intel, Coinbase, a lot of Roku players here, I'm sure, DraftKings, and then a lot of gas tomorrow. And then what else? Anything else interesting? Bookings. Oh, Booking Holdings. Oh, okay, bookings.com. Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. Where are we on the clock? 11 o'clock. Okay. Got about an hour left. Let's speed up a little bit. All right. Let's see. Moderna shares number 12% as full sales guidance are slashed. There's a spring booster that they're trying to get prepared for, but let's take a look at this article itself. And I forget, was it Moderna or Pfizer who has the avian flu emergency authorization? Let's go. Let me check. COVID.
I think it's Pfizer.
Avian flu emergency authorization. CDC. Who did they give this to? Damn it, Quant, you suck. You're getting replaced. All right. CDC, blah, blah, blah. Stupid Colorado. Thanks a lot. Emergency use instruction. No, that's not it. That's not it. Nope, this is not it. Where's the emergency authorization? Blah, 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 blah. This search engine sucks so much. Okay. Okay, you really suck, Quant. Okay, well, we'll skip this. We're wasting time. Okay, Moderna, shares sold 12% after a full year. Sales guidance have been slashed. All right, let's take a look. Or let's just go to the charts at the moment. mRNA. Oh, holy cow. Today's down 20%. Oh, it gapped down that much overnight. Holy cow. Holy cow. As a pureblood, I would very enthusiastically short these guys. But yeah, let's look at this. It's trading below its 500 and 200-day moving average. Big fat uncertain doji candle forming right now. Momentum, it's just been in, zero lines here. It's been very unpopular for the last couple weeks and has finally broken below the zero line into net selling territory. I'm sure losing, 12% and then 20% the next day uh, doesn't help. So yeah, that's pretty scary. Let's look under the hood and see um, what the betting public thinks. Wow, put call ratio 1.3. And these are serious wagers on the downside. These are not cheap shorts. Wow. Okay. I need to join the bear party here. Holy cow. Good times. All right, so that's Moderna. They're in trouble. All right. And oh, here we go. Blah 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 blah. Moderna is developing bird flu vaccines.
Yeah, that was the top article back in your search.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
That was months ago.
Yeah. But the CDC's authorization is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, the dots are connecting and just in time for the election. Cool.
More important, all of this stuff is entering our food supply really, really, really fast. And it's going to be in all the cows and chickens and pig. Like
and
it just the population of the United States needs to take a choice. Are we going to let them do this to us, or are we going to say no? We want a sticker, and we'll never buy your shit ever again. And that would change things. I mean,
yeah.
everybody was afraid of GMOs only 15 years ago. I mean, massive levels, and now they've turned us all into GMOs, and they're
Uh
adding it to every single thing we're eating.
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I'm doing my own version of holding out, right? Vegetables only, blah blah blah. Um, but that only can go so far until I like plant all my own food. And if you guys have planted food to eat, it takes a long time to grow stuff. 60 to 90-day yields at a minimum under like excellent conditions if things don't go haywire. But to produce 3,000 calories without fail every single day, that is not easy. So yeah. But yeah, let's look at a meta. So but yeah, let's see. What other fun things do we know about Meta that happened? Zuckerberg called Trump a badass for his assassination photo, and then promptly he censors the image on Facebook and calls it an altered image, blah blah blah. So Zuckerberg, if you didn't have double standards, you wouldn't have any standards at all. Okay. But yeah, as a marketing guy, like it terrifies me to see so many firms spend so much money with their shit. Like it distresses me. And like I just hate that shit. Okay. Um let's go to the charts. All right, Meta's having a nice day today. Still it's I guess people look at it as a potential safe haven at the moment, at least today. And let's take a look at price action itself. All right, so momentum wise, a little bit choppy here, but definitely overall, definitely inflows. We don't even see the zero line, so effectively it's like here. So it is trading well overall. You could say on the 1 year chart on the top right here, for the last 6 months, it's been sideways, right? It's been hugging this, 485 level for a long time. And yeah, but the 200-day moving average in the black here is approaching quickly, and it almost touched on 726. But yeah, um, in a way, it's kind of it came within just a hair of support or from the 200-day. But yeah, well north of that at the moment. So yeah, we're kind of into peak inflows at the moment. And this was comparable last to looks like the second week of July. Okay, so we should expect this rally to continue until momentum changes. Okay, good stuff. All right. Thanks, Facebook. Let's go to Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft tanks. Their cloud division was spanked pretty good. And let's see. We don't have to get too deep into the financials. But yeah, let's see. Uh, let's see. Azure had growth, but revenues missed estimates. Okay. Blah blah blah. Market did not take CEO's comments the way, but I mean quite that way. And the stock is plunging 8%, or roughly 250 billion in market cap in after hours on the small miss in cloud revenue. Man, Wall Street analysts, tough crowd. Let's take a look at MSFT. The world's oldest penis joke? No, this is the PC industry's first penis joke. I guess Microsoft. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty disastrous last couple of days from like a nice perfect uh head shoulder. Could that be a crash right around the corner? Possibly. And look at this beautiful uh inflow curve just collapse. Or not, it's not gonna collapsing, but it's definitely heading towards zero soonish, maybe by the middle of August, if this trend line holds true. Okay. And we can maybe expect Microsoft to touch the 500, sorry, the 200-day moving average. But yeah, let's take a look under the hood and see what the rest of the betting public thinks. Yeah, pretty bearish overall. Okay. 0.81. Okay. Right, well, that's Microsoft. Let's go on to the next fun things. All right, cool. Let's look at what the kids are trading. We can actually snap a screenshot and throw it on the doc as a handy reference. All right, let's grab this. All right. Cool. All right. Let's go to the bigger screen. All right. Oops. All right, let's see. We got number one, NVIDIA. People talking about Apple, AMD, Amazon, Meta. What is made? Russell 2000, Qs, Wayfair, Tesla, Hims, penis pills. Buzzword here. This is Intel. What is ASTS? Uh, I forget what lot is every time too. Microsoft, Line, Carvana, Roblox, ARM, Crowd, Qualcomm. What's Lumen? Corn? Coinbase. Okay, got it. Any big reds at a glance? Tesla has more red than green, and 48 negative versus 19 positive. Oh, bumper sticker. Oh, did I show you guys? I think I posted this onto the Discord. Um, Let me grab the image really quick. I found the world's best Tesla bumper sticker. I gotta show you guys. Let me grab it off Signal really quick. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. This is awesome. I saw this in North San Jose last weekend or this past weekend. It was so cool. So yes, I bought this before I knew Elon was crazy. So yeah, this bumper sticker is cool, and you know what I kick myself for is why wasn't I selling this bumper sticker? That would have been perfect. Then I could have funded Tesla shorts, and we all could have had a great time, and I would have bought you guys dim sum and all that good stuff. All right, but yeah, my bad. Marketing guy needs to step up his game here. So yeah, okay, missed opportunity, but yeah, that's okay. All right. Let's get to the hardcore news articles. Shout out to uh, our POTUS who is rotating out, I guess. All right. All right. Hawkish, FOMC. All right. Let's see. In response, definitely gold moved up in response to yesterday. Thank God. Let's see. Fed fund rate cuts. Where are we here? I don't know how to read this. We'll skip this then. Where is the chart I wanted? I don't see it. I think it's the next article. Pardon me. Let's just fast forward. Did I not grab the right article? This isn't the one I wanted. We'll circle back. We'll just go to the next article. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. This is US manufacturing data. Let me double check. Okay. This is a rolling 3M data from ISM. Okay, let's expand this a little bit. Okay. So here's time. Okay. If only I had historical values before COVID here, that would be really handy. But yes, ISM data, we've been trending down. And yeah, it hasn't been this bad since March 2023. And manufacturing PMI data is also matching near perfectly. Wow, that looks pretty disastrous. Those tariffs from China cannot kick in fast enough. Holy cow. Okay, so yeah, collapse is definitely the right verb here for July, which is, I guess, bullish for the market, of course. All right, Bank of England also making moves for a slight reduction. I don't recall how many basis points this is, but let's just double check. Yeah, 25. 25 BPs. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're getting hints of mass coordination between all the central banks towards lower rates, I guess. It looks like they've chosen to worry and focus on short-term needs than long-term ones. So it's just a different crash. It's one of the different crash landing scenarios we have here, or you have to pick out of the hard ones. Wonderful. And hopefully our rates entice enough buyers to give us the 1.3 trillion that we need. And soon, I guess. Yeah, that's not going to be easy. All right. I'll fix this black swan list.
That
Sorry?
link. Can you paste that link in the 1.3?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
You got it. And my apologies on the
will
block swan list. Yeah. I think I duplicated the wrong template. Okay, my mistake. But yeah, I'll get this updated. And again, I'm still amazed that VIX is still under 20, and you can have all these things go wrong in 1 week. I mean, with the other items, but yeah, crazy. All right. Shifting to currencies and other fun stuff. Wish we had our crypto squad here, but we don't have Ed or Wani. So we'll take a look. But yeah, more on treasury data here. Okay, let's see. Debt issuance. So staggering the IOUs, we got 58 billion in 3 years, 52 billion in 10 years, and 25 billion in 30 years. And this is just from private investors. That's not a lot of money, guys. Let's see if this line chart can give us a little bit better hint of the inventory that's moving. All right, so total sold 315. So yellow is 2 year, 3 year is blue, green is 5 years, 7 year, 10 year. No one wants the 20 year, but people want the 30 year. Okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting split of inventory.
That's people doing pairs trades. That's one, Janet Yellen, and then also ECB diddling their numbers. It's them trying to refinance things and trying to keep different levels from happening.
Okay. a little bit above my pay
Japan
grade.
too.
Yeah.
Japan's moving a lot of treasuries.
Well, they're desperate.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
different problem there. It's a little more urgent. Cool. And then Mount Gox, in case you guys aren't familiar with the story, Mount Gox had their funds tied up for, what was it, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years? 10 years. Um, I mean, that's kind of cool in a way. So they failed, went bankrupt, and now the creditors are trying to return everything to their rightful owners after a decade. And it's just interesting that, yeah, 41% of the folks on a hold. And in a big way, these folks were handcuffed into a very nice long-term gain scenario. I don't think we'll see something like this in other markets, but this is just really cool to see for a second. Um, like I kind of wish I could do this to my friends who sold off their gold and silver a little bit too early. Give them literal golden handcuffs. But um, yeah, and we're not too far off from the 73K of the all-time high. So, gosh, in a way, I hope these Mount Gox folks are grateful. Yeah. And yeah. All right, good stuff. What off? Ethereum's 9 years old in 2 days, so congratulations. Let's take a look at this Grayscale mini Bitcoin seed that they spun off. And again, Grayscale's the one with the weird ass like ridiculous overpriced management fees, and they've been shedding. They've been the weakest Bitcoin ETF, and they've been losing a lot of customers. So let's take a look at this mini crypto trust. Wait, let me just pause for a second before I forget. Nashville, there was that big crypto conference that ended. Trump was there. I think Vivek was there. RFK was there. And there's a lot of talk of throwing Bitcoin as a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So, yeah, and that's outright bribery. So you got, I guess, effectively a huge chunk of the RNC trying to bribe the crypto vote. And then you have Biden trying to expand school loan debt forgiveness. You got Kamala promising 10 million illegals pathways to citizenship. It's just more free lollipops for everyone.
There's incredible levels of pandering.
Yeah, lollipops for
And
everyone.
if you go read the comments on things on Twitter, it's just
Mm.
horrible. These people are conservatives, but they are know nothings.
Lots of
Their
rhinos. Lots of rhinos.
their perspective is just like 3 days.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, don't tax this, don't tax this, turn off all my taxes." It's like, well, wait, we have this debt. We have to stop spending money. Why are you asking for more? You're stupid.
Warren, did you ask what is a rhino?
What is a rhino for 500? A rhino is Republican in name only.
Yep, there you
So,
go.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
not necessarily rhinos. It's just low IQ people
yeah, yeah.
who are
You're
asking
absolutely right.
Trump to give them some things.
Low
Yeah.
information voter.
What's that?
Running, yeah.
Low information voter.
Well, it's
Uh,
it's election propaganda because the Twitter accounts are asking these questions that you know the answer of.
yeah.
You could select the intelligence of people based on their answers on these things. It's like
And
intelligence of what do Trump voters think. It's kind of
and
scary to watch.
and what's the official dog whistle, right? The Democrats love to. Oh, sorry, let me back up. Patriotic military things really side well with the red team. And blue team, like the current dog whistle that everyone's uniting around is like, do we have any women here today? No, but they might watch the replay. How do I not offend everybody? Um, so Kamala's really playing the female reproductive right angle and focusing on abortion rights. And when in doubt, everyone wants to go to war when they can't pay their debts. And number two, the female voting base is the most stable voting base, period. And all women are aligned for women's interests, despite what they say. And
They want free things too.
they want free
They
things,
want government to take care. Yeah,
right?
the big government takes care.
And they want to raw dog hot guys and then kill the babies because they want to continue raw dogging hot guys afterwards. And like we don't have to get into it too much, but global male killings is about 1 billion. And again, this is like impossible to verify, right? And then global abortions are like 2 billion. I don't have footnotes at the moment, but I have found these footnotes before, but just throwing it out there. Um, and the easiest way for Warren to kill his dating life is just to mention that he doesn't like killing babies. Like women, like they stare daggers at me. um, I don't know. I like babies. I don't. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Not we don't need to get to that can of worms. But yeah. I just dislike that level of pandering is so successful. And yeah. Okay.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
just shocked. Yeah.
not making a baby is okay, and killing baby is bad.
Right. And let's not forget,
Really,
like
it's just killing the baby in the last 3 months. That's just, triggering.
and just donate the baby like to an orphanage. Like there's support, you'll save people like there's happy families. Okay, out there. Anyway, and today's Western women, this is the most liberated, economically free group of women on the planet in history. And all they've done with it is be promiscuous, bang everything that moves, destroy families, spread diseases, and kill babies. Like, like what does every successful woman want? Like, if you really ask them, like, what is your political focus? Oh, we want more female rights and blah blah blah. Like, that's all they care about once they have power and money. Oh,
Except for they don't want to be drafted.
that's that too. And then when it's World War III, oh, they're all like going to the kitchen, right? It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Uh,
they don't want the jobs that are hard either.
yeah,
They want to be the sales girl,
you know, they
the hot secretary that gets $200,000 a year.
right. And once there's good, once there's air conditioning and corporate America is safe to go into, then they flood in and take over. Sorry. Interesting parallel to be, is it's the rat experiments. Universe 25 rat experiment. If you guys know this. Yeah, here we go. Let me just sociology moment for a second. Okay. This guy was okay. John Calhoun. All right, here we go. So he studied rat populations and he created these universes and created like a large space, infinite food, and just want to see what these population groups did. And Universe 25 was the most infamous. So in this utopia, and this parallels female empowerment literally to a T. And this relates to the baby killing thing I just brought up. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. He started off his baby population, expanded it, and they started having problems. All right, here we go. Let me expand this a little bit. Sorry, here we go. Easier for you guys to read. All right. Experiment began, blah, blah, blah. The mice used the time that would usually be wasted in foraging for food and shelter for having excessive amounts of sexual intercourse. After 55 days, the population doubled as the mice filled the most desirable space within the pen, where access to the food tunnels was of ease. When the population hit 620, they slowed to doubling every 145 days as the mouse society began to hit problems. Mice split off into groups, and those who could not find a role in these groups found themselves with nowhere to go. In the normal course of events in a natural ecological setting, somewhat more young survive to maturity than are necessary to replace their dying or senescent established associates. The excess that finds no social niches immigrate. I need to fast forward to the good stuff. Okay, here we go. Males who failed to withdraw physically and psychologically became very inactive and aggregated in large pools near the center of the Florida universe. All right, let me just fast forward. The guys just checked out of life. They ignored the women. And then what happened was a lot of the mice just spent their times looking pretty. preening themselves, shunning mating, and never engaging in fighting. Due to this, they had excellent fur coats and were dubbed, somewhat disconcertingly, the beautiful ones. Like you see the rise of Instagram and the selfie movement, and people looking very pretty and just being, hypersexual but not breeding at all. And then a lot of rape by the alpha males, violent encounters, cannibalism, and then the female forgot how to raise their young. Aggression spilled over. Mothers would regularly kill their young. Infant mortality rose to 90% in some groups in the utopia. So that's basically what's happening literally right now. And you guys aren't in your 20s and 30s, but let me just give you guys a snapshot really quick. A lot of my friends are trying to get pregnant. They can't. And, I don't know how you guys feel about the poke, but that seems to be the chief culprit that no one really wants to talk about. And IVF rounds are crazy expensive, $20,000 to $30,000 a pop in the Bay Area with a waiting list, and it's a nightmare, and it's single-digit success rates. And usually takes more than one round. 2, 3, 4 rounds is not uncommon. And that's like $100,000. So why should I wife up a 30-year-old or a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old, at that rate? So I'm like one of my friends, like one of my clients is dealing with that right now. Ironically, she was my wedding client 10 years ago. She got divorced and came back. Hey, Warren, are you still DJing weddings? Yes, I am. And it's sad. Like we're talking and everything, and she's trying to handle her second marriage and the wedding planning, and she's running IVF, and it's the same 100-day timeline for her. And she's not in her right mind. And I'm like, wait, you're trying to get pregnant. It's just insane. And she's almost 40. Like this is not going to work out well. So yeah.
Can you paste that study
Which
link,
one?
or tell me what the name is?
Oh yeah, no problem. Here you go. Very fascinating. Yeah. So this parallels, human sociology very closely.
Yeah, I know about it. I've never,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
I don't have the reference.
Yeah. Please enjoy it.
I
It's
want to
John.
drown people in some ugly things.
Yeah. That's John Calhoun. So yeah. And as you can see, like Warren loves like the psychological studies here, like Stanley Milgram, all these kinds of like old
Yeah,
oddball things.
I actually have known about that for a decade.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, a lot of those
literally,
experiments are badass. And a lot of these experiments cannot be replicated due to modern day ethics boards that will not allow this to happen. I mean, even the IQ studies of the bell curve, that book, that was delayed 1 decade because they didn't like the conclusions. Basically, crime is IQ dependent. Oh, we've known this forever, right? How many SVOG members have done DUIs or seen jail time? Very,
it's
very, very low,
it's
right?
still a very fast way to get your ass banned by the world.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%.
find out.
Like I'm banned on so many Reddit groups and Facebook groups.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's the way to get your life terminated.
yeah. Oh, and then Dave, you and I understand this. Like Stefan Molyneux talks about this to death, which is how
Yeah.
I knew about it. So yeah. But facts are racist, and we can't talk about that. Um, okay. Sorry for the 20-minute diatribe. Let's get back to trading. Now that we've insulted everybody. Okay. Um, okay. Predict it. All right. Let's compare analytics. Okay, sorry, loading on my other screen and we'll compare. Okay, cool. All right. I got both things pulled up. So let's do all right, let's look at half and half. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's try to compare. Okay, let's see. All right. Democratic nominee. Wait, sorry. Oh, that's already done. Presidential election winner. All right, where's the presidential? Okay. 63 cents Trump last week. This week it's 49 cents Trump. Wow. Wow, that's a lot. That's a shocking dip. I guess you need more than a near assassination attempt to win. Uh
It's the polls.
yeah. The and let's see. Anything else? Let's see. Will Biden resign? No is 82 cents. What does this say? Last week was 68 cents. So we're seeing I guess rotation of sentiment towards the Dems. So whether that's real or artificial is anyone's guess, but yeah.
It's full court press.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. That's a great way to put it.
Ramming
That's
this
a great way
down
to put it.
everybody's throats.
Yeah. That's an excellent way to put it. And let me grab the screenshot for next week and we can
Um,
compare.
and actually, just so you know, since there is no other person, other candidate,
Yeah.
officially, Kamala is the person as of
That's
August 1.
that's so dirty because no one wanted her.
Well, nobody even knows. I mean,
This makes the DNC robbery of Bernie look like a cakewalk. At
yeah,
least he was on the radar, right? And then Hillary did him dirty.
yeah. I
Um,
I wrote some ugly notes and posted
yeah. And
liberal
and
shit
and
on them.
I'm not a Bernie fan, but you know, uh, Seth Rich was a Bernie fan. If you guys remember Seth Rich, he is the guy who leaked the DNC archives to Assange because his boy Bernie got burned, and Seth Rich got murdered by MS-13 mercenaries uh, at a park. Two gunshots to the back of his head, and it was ruled a suicide. So freaking dirty. And out of tribute, I kept my like Facebook cover photo of his for like a decade. Yeah, but yeah, sad. Like it's sad to see the DNC disenfranchise their voters, or I mean their own base. I mean, but they've always done this. You know, Jim Crow Dixiecrats was a thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry. All right. So this is fun. Border SAR and Palace and then T-word suspects coming in. Always fun. Um, and Pocahontas and the hyena. So okay, let's get to tradable things. All right. Let's look at this. Let's look at Jeeps and their recent sales figures. So I didn't realize that Chrysler was no longer US owned. So Peter Schiff was talking about this, so I was kind of catching up. But yeah, it looks like Chrysler keeps changing hands every 5 years, and I never get the memo. And even though I'm a Mopar fan, I don't know what the hell is going on with my old favorite car company. Like my 1970 Challenger and I just don't recognize modern day Dodge at all. Okay, but it is what it is. So yeah. So Jeeps, Rams, Chryslers, Fiats, and Alfa Romeos. Yeah. Wow. Times are tough. Uh and what would be interesting to look at this in alignment with would be US it's the Manheim Index. Let's look at used car prices. We haven't looked at this in a couple weeks. This is a good proxy indicator of the world. All right, let's see. Mid-July 2024, perfect. Looks like we are bouncing a little bit. We have seen nonstop slippage for quite a bit. Wow, January. So that is a very sharp slope for a 2 year cycle. Excuse me. So yeah, since our COVID highs, it's been a disaster and more room to fall. Okay, good to know.
How would you trade that?
With this, you'd be like Carvana, Avis,
Oh, yeah.
CarMax.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would look at that, yeah, and then you could go to the OEM side of the house, right? So looking at the manufacturers, like what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
thought maybe you'd have some magic idea.
Mhm. Excellent day. All right, let's take a look at our new CEO from Boeing. Uh, Kelly, oh God, is this a woman? Shit. Oh no, it's a guy. All right, let's find his LinkedIn. And by the way, random thought. Uh, please, for the love of God, do not give boys unisex names like this. This is retarded. I used to tutor a boy named Bailey, and he hated that his mom gave him like a girly name. And he got bullied at school for it to no end. And I just felt bad for the kid. And he's not 6'2" and like me, he's 5'2". And I just thought it was really unfair that he was getting bullied in high school. And I never stood for that shit. Like in high school, like I fought back. Like I was the one nerd you did not fuck around with. But yeah. Okay. Where are we? He hasn't updated his LinkedIn yet, but he'll do that soon, I guess. I'm not familiar with Rockway Collins. Are you guys familiar with this org? Larry's not here today. He knows every old institution, but it looks like he's a mech engineering guy from Iowa. No pronouns. That's good. But yeah, let's see. What's Rockwell Collins? Aviation out of Iowa. Yeah, not familiar. Okay. But yeah, looks like he's very aerospace centric. So was what's his name? The Titan Titan, what's his name? The you guys know what I'm talking about, the Titan Gate. Wow, what was it? Ocean Gate. Ocean Gate.
Oh,
That's
Stockton.
Stockton, yes. He was an aerospace guy who didn't understand that aerospace principles are very different, at scale underwater at immense pressures. Yeah. He just did not understand that. Uh, but yeah, let's go to Boeing and look at the charts. Yeah, Stockton Rush, right? Yeah, that's like all right. Here's Boeing. Looks like the market is not thrilled with the new CEO pickup. And finally, the bears are eating Boeing alive. And I tried to short this in the springtime. It just wasn't working. It seemed like it was bulletproof. But today we're seeing 0.753 on the put call ratio. And finally it's getting its comeuppance. But even then, it's still holding, like you could say on a 90-day screen here on the bottom left, it's been sideways, which is like terrifying. How can the analysts defend this? But then you realize Boeing it's a big dog in the military industrial complex. And what's that other quote I saw the other day? What is it? What is it? Politics is the entertainment arm of the military industrial complex. What musician? Let me just Google it. A musician said this.
Yeah. I
A
think it's one of
guitarist. It's like Beatles. Yeah, let me look it up right now for you guys.
yeah. I read that just in the last week. I don't know where.
Because it reminded me of the Godfather 3 scene where the finance minister tells Andy Garcia's character, politics is the gun, finance is the trigger. And after my time in Macau with my commie uncle, I saw that like in person. So yeah, terrified me. Okay, sorry. Looking. Oh, it's Frank Vincent Zappa. Zappa? The guitarist guy.
Oh, Frank Zappa. I mean,
Frank Zappa, yeah. Wait, which band was he in? A
He
Frank
was,
Zappa.
little before my time.
he was a weirdo, and
So weirdo. Okay.
but I mean, makes really cool music. He was very intelligent, but he was kind
Yeah.
of one of the weirdos.
As a DJ, this doesn't come up. Like, it's not danceable. So I haven't played a lot of his music. So I'm actually not that familiar.
I
A
have a
little bit.
good song.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah, post it to Discord. I'd love to check it out. I'm
yeah,
more like classic rock. Yeah,
yeah.
but
He
I just haven't
plays
been exposed to this. Just,
really good ambient type.
Oh,
We-
cool. Okay. All
kind
right.
of, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I like to check that out. Okay, but yeah, sorry, back to Boeing. But yeah, let's look look at on balance volume. We're seeing really strong inflows and buys. If we didn't see the ticker, you'd think this is like a tech stock or something. Like there's growth potential. I don't know. But yeah, let's look under the hood. All right. Yeah, 0.754. People are buying the dip, unfortunately. Yeah, that's scary. And it's negative 6.66. Let me get a screenshot. Oh no. There we go. 0.6666. Oh my God. Mark of the devil. All right. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to our notes. So that's Boeing after another catastrophic quarter, but it's holding strong overall. So yeah, it's wild. All right, let's go to job growth data. Small business job growth turns negative for first time since COVID lockdowns, according to ADP. And again, uh, uh, maybe to to back up for a second. ADP and all these other payroll companies are giant grifters. They've turned the labor market into a negative zero, a negative sum game because they're processing payrolls and they're making so much money on the float. Like forget insurance float. The big money's in payroll float. Like holy cow. Like I don't know why people don't talk about this more often, but yeah. And they have privileged information, right? With the data itself. Uh, um, but yeah, between Biden's Bureau of Labor and Statistics that's selling their data feeds and ADP, God, all these hedge firms and prop firms, like they really do have privileged information. It is so unfair. And the clearinghouses that are trading against us, like, wow, it's quite the uphill battle to be a good, profitable retail trader. And I'm glad SVOG is, trying to support the little guy, but wow, for the new cats, it is tough. Like no wonder everyone's losing their shirt with options. It is hard. There's a lot of things in play here. Oh, what did Fluff say? Calls you again in SPX. Premium goes to 10 sigma, 80 minutes left. Oh wow. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's just jump to the ES really quick. What's happening?
I put a Zappa song in the
Oh,
chat.
you.
You don't need to pull it up.
Yeah, let me
It's
load
cool.
it in a tab and I'll circle back to. Cool, thank you. Oh, it sounds cool. I'm excited. Okay. Market's gone down another half a percent for the S&P. Holy cow. Thanks, Sluflaw, for the call out. We're getting a little distracted here. We're down over 100 points today. Wow. This is gonna be beautiful for my China shorts.
Almost 150 from the high.
Dang, that's brutal. Uh, wow, that is insane. Okay, let's see if the put call ratio has changed in real time. We'll see real life in action hedging. All right, let's go. Come on, Swab. Come on, come on. Okay, 1.493. No, hasn't moved a hair. Interesting. So smart money doesn't care. It knows today is nothing, and people are gonna buy the dip, I guess. It's just um, yeah. And what's that? What's our gal from Quantum Options? What's her name? Tammy. What's her last name? She's on vacation, right? So she's not trading. Okay, because yeah, selling iron condors today would have ripped her face off. Yeah. At best, sell verticals. No iron condors. Okay. Hope Tammy's doing well and enjoying her hard-earned earned bucks somewhere. Okay. Back to our notes. Thanks, Flo. All right, so that's job news. Minimum wage stuff hitting fast food restaurants. It is painful. I feel bad for a lot of my restaurateur friends. Um, they are not happy. And yeah. Let's see. Nothing really tradable yet. I mean, you can trade CMG, McDonald's. We'll take a look. We'll talk McDonald's in just a bit. Okay, let's speed a little bit. Let's get to the fun stuff. Warren Buffett unloading on Bank of America, increasing Berkshire's cash stockpile. All right, let's take a look. Looks like we're on the Bloomberg terminal here, and what are we reading? Uh, net selling off. What's his pace? Let's see. 17th, 18th, 19th next week. Okay. So they chop it up into what? 10 blocks, roughly? Okay. And let's see what else is useful here. And the cash stockpile is how much? $200 billion of cash and doesn't know where to spend it? Wow, that's crazy. And we haven't talked about this in a while, but there's the Warren Buffett indicator. It's a little bit crude, but I guess it's still very useful. So it's the US equity, sorry, it's the US it's US equity market cap divided by the GDP. And here's the output. And just on this, looks like dead cat bounce to me. That's my favorite technical pattern. And looks like it's already begun. But yeah. Okay. Well, that's happening. What else is fun? We won't go into this too deeply, but this guy was just calling out people left and right. Big Mike, Macron is just incredible. Um, and he's one of the hardcore rebel Catholics. And my Catholic faculty advisor, we're still hella cool, but yeah, like we love this guy. Uh, and he's in hiding. He's dodging Vatican mercenaries and assassins. It is ridiculous. This is going back to like uh Catholic Pope days of like when the Medici ruled, and it was the was it the Borgies, the Borges, I can't say this name. It's
He's also a big guy. I mean, he was essentially the ambassador from
for America.
the Vatican to the United States.
Yeah,
And he's not
exactly.
a
Yeah, yeah.
small person.
Yeah, yeah. So he's a big wheel. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it reminds like the shenanigans now in the Catholic Church remind me of the House of Borgia, which was insane. Incest, everything. Like how many popes came out of this family and the Medici family? It's just and this started with a pirate, if I remember correctly. But yeah, uh, crazy history. So it's nice that like like uh I'm not a Catholic apologist, but I feel sometimes like Catholics get so much heat unnecessarily from the Protestants that I gotta uh like I got into a huge fight with my that's not a fight, but I guess a ideological disagreement with my Anglican business mentor from college, and he hates Catholics. And I feel like when I'm like trying to debate him, I'm not debate, just like gently arguing with him. I feel like I'm Irish all of a sudden, or he's just so well prepared for my Catholic rebuttals. I'm like, wow, like I didn't know it was like this in England. But yeah, um, crazy. Okay, can't trade on this. We won't go into it too deeply. Well, okay, but yeah, good times. All right, let's talk McDonald's. Let's first go to the charts because that's where the money's at. And if you recall, McDonald's had the worst price inflation of all the fast food companies. It was 100% compared to 2019 prices compared to today. And as a result, you can squarely say McDonald's was focused on corporate greed, and it wasn't the supply chain issues or COVID or any of that garbage. It was just, the general policy of waste no disaster. All right, so let's take a look at the price action. On balance volume, man, disaster. This is the toilet bowl experience here. No one is buying McDonald's stock. Freaking nobody. Everyone must be unloading. I'm sure we could file a COIFIN and just look at let me look up like let me just try to find like if there's been any analyst downgrades. I think Yahoo Finance can show that readily. Let me just see if we can, okay, yeah, here we go. All right. Uh, the yellow are analysts rating changes, and they're all shitty. Lower, 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 lower. So yellow is lower, I guess blue is good. So you're seeing all these yellow dots. So there's dark days ahead for McDonald's. Okay. And we'll see momentum rotate out despite their current slight rally. But they're holding their own at least today, and that's not easy. Let's see. Put call ratio, let's take a look. .268. God damn. When it's north of 1, that's serious. And these are okay. Look at this. 0 to 20 delta. The cheap Hail Mary bets. 72% of the bears are stacked right here. Man, that's beautiful. This is the value menu for bears. That's beautiful. And it's nice to always, set up short positions on green days. And to be a good bear trader, you'd really have to plant in one season and harvest in another. We can't trade like bulls where, you're watching a bull go up the staircase and you can catch in and ride the momentum train. But yeah, bears have to have a little bit bigger balls. All right, cool. All right, let's go to the article and take a look. Okay, global comparable sales decreased 1%. But yeah, same store sales decrease. That is a nightmare. And in Q2 has slipped into since Q2 has slipped into negative territory for the first time since Q4 of 2020. And if you guys remember, we were talking about the McDonald's ban in Russia, and people were stockpiling burgers, and that was just pretty epic. And that was during the oligarch season where everyone was jumping out windows or eating toads or something. But yeah, so here's the $5 meals that they spun off immediately just to save some business. But yeah, it is exceeding expectations. Hello, people are poor. But yeah. Okay, so that's McDonald's for you. And just out of curiosity, let's take a look at Chipotle, which has also been catching a lot of heat for their serving size reductions. If you guys have followed Chipotle news, the CEO came out with, let me find a good quote. Chipotle CEO, he basically said, we won't shortchange you on orders anymore. Which is always optimistic, right? Here we go. Chipotle CEO says no more skimping. It's just like when a politician says we're going to save something, it's already too late. So yeah, it's great, and the damage is done, right? And it's not like Chipotle had great PR to begin with from their salmonella milkshakes. But yeah, here's Chipotle, and it's just sad that they've burned their customer base so badly. I still remember when Chipotle came out, and McDonald's was one of their silent partners. I was in high school, and I had friends, like we're all seniors, and they would drive from Fremont to Cupertino on De Anza Boulevard next to that Home Depot to get a Chipotle burrito, and then bring it back to us. Like we had one of our friends who did that. I'm just like, you're crazy, dude. But yeah, that same dumbass, he is a diversity hire that became a dentist. He was the worst. He got kicked out of our honors everything, and he became a dentist. So like, God help whoever's like actually, opening their mouth for him, and his hand-eye coordination sucks ass. I know because he used to sit next to me in art class, and he's a lefty. But anyway, yeah, Chipotle. All right. All right, cool. All right, we're having too much fun here. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get into the real estate news, tech news, and international news. And we'll call it a day because we got to get into earnings trades. All right, let's look at the latest real estate figures. We got to look at ITB, our home builder ETF. Sorry, let's do sector-wide analytics first as a best practice. All right. We look at ITB because this is the home builders ETF. We got paint companies, the hardware companies in here, a lot of things, all supporting everything from the foundations to drywall and everything else in between. So this is a perfect way to look at home builders directly. So we're seeing a recent revival in the last couple of weeks due to anticipation of September's lowered rate cut. And that just might be the head of steam that a lot of desperate home buyers need to get cheaper financing. I think it's foolhardy, but people get emotional about real estate for weird reasons, especially Asians. God help, yeah, like I mean, was it? I tried to talk one of my friends out of buying a condo in Santa Barbara, and I'm like, I know you just got married, but your wife's a dumbass, and she's not looking at my charts. Uh, I mean, I said it much more politely, but it didn't go off very well. And of course, um, he would like, if he follows my advice, um, he's in a doghouse, and uh, I don't think he's brave enough to do that. All right, cool. But ITV today looks crazy bearish. I have never seen it this bad before. This is a bearish trader's dream because it's been so freaking robust. But put call ratio is 5.0 almost. That's 500% more puts than calls. That's wild. And these are not cheap bets. Wow. So someone knows something, maybe? But yeah, this looks kind of scary to like from my trading rules for a short, this would fail my due diligence. On balance volume must be negative. And and I will put on a short if it's still in the positive side, but it has to show me like rip your face off momentum. And then once it crosses the zero line, I'm much more confident. But yeah, unless it shows me a very steep slope, I'm not convinced. So yeah, this bearish move might be unwise. Okay, cool. Let's go to the article. All right, let's look at overly expensive cities here. So there's 237 spread out across California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, and Massachusetts. And Bankrate says you're not going to see home prices decline. There's just not enough inventory. Really? This sounds like China. China was pretty cocky 2 years ago too. And again, we love Chinese news because it's the perfect canary in the coal mine. All right. Oh, it's 12 o'clock already. Oh, shoot. Let's speed up a little bit. Okay, we're having too much fun here. All right, let's get out of here. Can't trade that, but we look at ITB. Home sales have rebounded from record lows in June. All right. All right. Message received. U.S. home prices rose for 50 straight month in May despite soaring rates. And with the proposed rate cut in September, the 10-year yield will change, which will transform mortgages and blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is the fun stuff we've got to focus on outside of residential. It's commercial. All right, let's take a look at CRE's latest debacle and this beloved contagion. All right, okay. All right, so here's a couple examples. This is Maryland, the White Marsh Mall in Baltimore. This plunged $1/3 billion. Wow. And it went to receivership already. That's pretty sad. Let's see. Triple Net is calling this a commercial real estate apocalypse. Let's see. Brookfield-owned gas company tower in downtown LA has plummeted $400 million in value. Oh, if you guys, sorry, let me I got back into Gerald Celente's work. If you, I know of him from the gold community. He's a big, big gold titan. I used to watch a lot of his stuff pre-COVID, and I haven't looked at his stuff since really. But I recently got back into it, and I just gobbled up his last like 20 videos, and I forgot that the Trends Journal was so badass. And this guy is a hardcore constitutionalist patriot, and he hates the uniparty. Like he gives very excellent points against Trump and Kamala, and it's excellent, and I really like that.
I
But
see
yeah,
the judge. The judge is in a bunch of those pictures.
yeah, Napoleon, yeah,
He also has a great YouTube.
His show is great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, and these guys, yeah. So I want to show you guys the commercial real estate debacle, like the Trends Journal cover. Like his cover alone is amazing. Like you can see it right here. It's bank on it, office building bust, the ticking time bomb for banks. So yeah, let me just drop his channel in the playlist. Sorry, in the chat. Again, great resource, really passionate, and between Gerald Celente and Don Kaufman, I could see where I get my overly enthusiastic presenting style. I guess we all go to the same drug dealer.
Does Kaufman have summaries?
Yes,
So somebody's creating summaries out of his stuff.
yes, and
I mean, I wouldn't. He talks just endlessly.
yes, yes. So he does a Monday and Wednesday 1 hour like pre-show every morning. And then between him and two of his analysts, he does a daily wrap-up on and it's all free on Trade. This is even without like going into Trade proper. Yeah.
I know theatre.
Yeah. But it's good shit. I really like his team. And considering that Don Kaufman built the trade module, he built the analyze module in Thinkorswim. It is really cool to see him and his UI on Thinkorswim. Like he knows it like the back of his hand. And it's just awesome. He knows all the
Well,
proper
he did
lookups.
customer service.
Pardon
I
me?
mean, he was very customer service oriented. Yeah, I pay a lot of attention to him back in maybe 15 and 16.
Yeah, yeah, he's on it. And yeah, he's carrying a lot of negative deltas too in his portfolio overall. So, and to be a bear today, like, yeah, you have to be really sharp. So yeah, cool. But yeah, more horror stories here, and let's just fast forward to the ticker and learn how to trade this baby. All right, here's SPG, Simon Property Group. This has a lot of commercial real estate that's toxic as dog shit. Strip malls and shopping malls and all of the crap that's not working anymore. So we've seen money rotate into the REITs. I know we haven't looked at the 11 subsectors, the S&P in a little bit, but let's just pull it up really quick. XLRE. So this is the real estate. So a lot of REITs here. And the REITs it's all kinds of stuff from cell phone towers to residential real estate, commercial real estate, industrial real estate, and everything in between. So it's kind of a mess. It's like the junk drawer of real estate. But you can see there's been a lot of strong inflows in the recent 90 days here. And it's foolish, I think. And it kind of overlaps with people getting into regional banks like KRE. This seems retarded. But again, all those pension dollars have to go somewhere. So there's just not a lot of places to park the money. But yeah. Okay, but yeah, lots of little snippets here. Let's take a peek at the 3 M's that we mentioned. So demographics have been the only thing in the US that's growing are the 3 M's, the Mormons, the Mexicans, and the Muslims. Okay, so here's the top housing markets. So yeah, let's see, Vineyard, Utah, Black Wills Mills, New Jersey, Fulshire, Texas, Woodbridge, VA. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these places, but yeah. But yeah, looks like number one is this Silicon Slope corridor of Utah. Excuse me. But yeah, that's cool. And I'm trying to think like where do I want to relocate out of California? Just like, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. All right, let's talk tech news. Good stuff here. We're seeing a slight recovery in tech stocks. And but yeah, Nasdaq did take a major haircut. So let's see. Let's take a look at this AI documentation. So it started on August 1st. oh, sorry. The countdown starts. Implementation and enforcement goes into effect in February 2024. So effectively, they want transparency on different AI protocols and visibility, blah, 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 blah. Non-compliance can result in penalties. And wow, these are substantial penalties. Holy cow. Um, this seems like an overreach, but yeah, this seems like it's piggybacking off the supposed consumer protection improvements with general data protection regulation. But is this for control or is this for protection?
That,
You decide. Yeah.
that's control. That's them being freaking bullies.
Yeah. And if
Two Catholic letters in chat.
sorry, what was that? Oh,
I
Catholic.
the,
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
there's two great letters from 2020.
Oh, yeah,
Don't,
yeah, yeah. The first one I remember for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
don't worry about it, just for people to know.
Oh, okay, I'll check. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, yeah. Uh, cool. Okay, so that's the EU. What else is and Zuckerberg is censoring Trump's picture. Google is also messing with the autocompletes. It's just a nutty time to be alive. Okay, cool. Let's see. So here we have a marriage made in hell. We have the crazy cycle drivers from Uber connected with things that are famously exploding and taking 2 to 3 days to burn out. This will work off beautifully. And every night, I walk the dogs and whatnot. I always laugh when I see like DoorDash and whatnot dropping off stuff. And I like to listen to the guys to see if I can like decipher like what their accent is. And I keep noticing more and more Brazilians because what's happening is there's a lot of like gig economy pimping out or pimpage of the gig economy. So guys that they'll launch these DoorDash profiles and then farm out the work to these illegals that are barely literate in their own language. And they're driving around, unregistered, uninsured, and delivering food and causing traffic accidents, double parking like a mofo. And then they're confused at, the apartment gates and whatnot and trying to figure out where to go. So yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. But yeah, so here's BYD trying to throw a Hail Mary with Uber, and yeah, I don't think this will work out very well. But yeah, this is gonna be affecting the international market because BYD is not allowed in the US yet. And we haven't looked at Uber in a long time. Let's take a look. My former beloved long-term girlfriend from my 20s works here. And maybe that's why I don't look at the stock. Okay, let's see. It is in sell-off city here, and I guess being consumer centric, this does make sense. And since it's exposed to the food delivery side of the business as well, if China is any clue, then Uber is in trouble for sure. You know what's another good proxy? Grab. What's the ticker? Grab is the Uber equivalent that's big in Southeast Asia. I use it in the Philippines and stuff. But this IPO wasn't very good. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Okay, this proxy's already dead. We can't trade this. Okay, we'll skip this. But yeah, Uber, you're in trouble. And then Chinese news. They call it the gig economy for the weirdos that have to do all the shitty jobs. They call it the triathlon. So it's food delivery, courier services, and driving services. It's a triathlon. So that's why guys will run all three apps and they're desperate for anything to pop up. Okay. Let's get back to that. Delta is suing the pants off. CrowdStrike. Let's just look at their tickers. Okay. Wow. That is a beautiful like -1x slope right here. beautiful, wow, beautiful. And look at the 90-day chart. That's just perfect. Look at that. On balance, momentum is all outflow city here. And it just matches perfectly. Like RSI can't give you this kind of beautiful correlation. Like visually, it's just so nice. But yeah, Delta is taking major hits. Oh, it broke the 200-day moving average. It's pretty serious. Wow. I need to get into some Delta. All right, let's go to CrowdStrike. And I love shorting this when this came out on the Thursday and Friday. That was beautiful, beautiful. And oh wow, it is in trouble. Still falling, and it's trying to find the bottom, and it hasn't found it yet. Beautiful. So yeah, cybersecurity, you gotta do it right. And then the origin story of CrowdStrike is complicated with McAfee and that shady CTO that did a similar that had to oversee a similar giant outage issue. This thing ain't this is not this whole issue was not was deliberate, it seems. Because they tried to do damage control. I just want to get like the media blackout on Trump's assassination seems to indicate, yeah, like this is all collusion just to get eyeballs off of him. All right. Shifting to semiconductors, ASML jumps on report that new U.S. chip curbs on China will exempt some allies. All right, we gotta look at the what's a giant whatchamacallit, semiconductor ETF. I keep forgetting. Is it SOX? Oh yeah, it's SOX. SOX. Let me grab a screenshot real quick. Or just pull that really quick over. Okay. Here is SOX as a whole. Or let's just go to the big chart. I keep forgetting does that populate here? SOX. Okay, it does. Okay, cool. All right, here is SOX, the semiconductor index. ATR is exploding upwards. Oh, wow. Okay, so it is a breakout. Okay, we are not at a safe plateau. And this is already down 7% for the day. Man, semiconductors may be in trouble. Okay, as a whole. Okay, got it. All right, and then shifting gears, let's look at Tesla and see this unwarranted amount of optimism. All right, US ranking table. Dethroning OEM automaker Ford Motor Company. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go to the charts. Tesla, how you doing? Good job, Elon, on pissing off your entire customer base. I need to call my fellow Tesla bears and see how they're doing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, down 7%. Holy cow. Let's look at momentum. Lots of inflows. This was extremely unwarranted. And let's also recap on Tesla's earnings. That was totally garbage. Reduced sales, everything, Cybertruck fiasco, Model 2 nowhere in sight, Roadster 2.0 nowhere in sight, Robo Auto Taxi delayed, Tesla semiconductor trucks not even listed for purchase on the website. The pilot program at Pepsi has been a disaster in Stockton. And they're also pissing off their fan base to no end with Elon's sudden touch and go love affair with Trump all over again. But yeah, looks like all these folks that jumped in again have gotten burned pretty good, and they deserve it. They deserve it. All right, let's see under the hood what the betting public thinks. Pretty bearish day today, 1.034, and some serious wagers. So yeah, people are going for blood. Myself included. I need to get back into some Tesla shorts today. Let me write that down. Tesla. That's right. All right, cool. And JP Morgan, sorry, not JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, you are wrong, Adam Jonas. You are so wrong. Tesla may achieve an even more dominant position in the market. Yeah, sorry. it's time for the Tesla bears. All right, let's get to fund layoff data. Let me pull up the latest. And we're in overtime, but yeah, we gotta finish. All right. Okay. Let me delete this. All right, we are at 308 tech companies with 109,000 layoffs. And where's our handy dandy calculator? Let's go 109 plus 263 plus 165. So that's 537 tech jobs. So that's 530, sorry, yeah, it's 500,000. And at least half of those jobs are just the Bay Area alone. So that's 250,000 families affected, 250,000 households. Yeah, that's a good chunk of the Bay Area. We only have a population of like 8 million here. Okay. And further news in the labor market, jobless claims surged to 12-month highs, which is obviously bullish for the market since we get a rate cut. Yay. Executives and HR admit return to office is meant to make people quit. Really? Really? Yeah, don't say. And as return to office orders increase, unemployment goes up. Wow, who would have thought? Yeah, C-suite management. And I talked to my Korean friends. Work from home is extremely unpopular in Korea. It's just not even done. Um, and I thought about it for a second. It's really hard to be a narcissist and being a dick of a manager over Zoom. So of course it's easier in person. So yeah. And then in Korea, you know, school bullying to workplace bullying, it is all normal and fair game. Parts of the Korean culture is really brutal, which is why they have the highest suicide rate of all of the industrialized nations. And it's worse in Japan, but people don't talk about that. Okay, finally, international news. All right, let's burn through this. Um, Shout out to cocaine and the CIA, which is cocaine in America. And the CIA really does have a lot of history with cocaine. And they may or may not have invented crack. All right, Ayatollah says severe revenge is coming for Israel after killing Hamas leader on Iranian soil. Next article, United, Delta, Lufthansa, British Airways, and others cancel flights to Tel Aviv on war fears. Next article, Erdogan suggests sending military to Gaza. Israel says fate of Saddam awaits him. And that's dark shit. If you know how Saddam died, he was bayoneted. No, that's Gaddafi. Saddam was hung, right? And he said he's a military officer. He should be shot by a firing squad, not hung, because that hurts. But yeah, that is a deep threat to Turkey. Holy cow. And it's a NATO member nonetheless. That is pretty vicious. Holy cow. Okay. And then next is the Iranian arms deal with Armenia. There's something rotten in the state of the Caucasus Mountains. US will certainly defend Israel if attacked by Iran. Yeah. Spicy, very spicy. How do you trade this? Go long VIX, go long missile defense. And Zelensky, he's holding his shekels as well. Holy cow, burning all the bondholders. And God, what's the yen at? Let's just go to the charts. Yen. Oh, let me invert that. Okay, 149. Oh wow. I mean that for the Japanese, I mean that's still pretty bad, but that's better than before. Better than 160. Holy cow. Okay, so BFJ or so BOJ with raising yields has this at least helped the wound clot somewhat from its 162 high. But it's pretty tricky. Okay.
That's a huge trade. I mean, the FX types of people are just that's them losing their minds. Happy.
Yeah. I mean, that's vertical. That's beautiful. Like,
Well, just go back another 6 weeks. It's a huge fall from the high.
yeah, spicy. 162 to 149. Yeah.
A lot of decimal places times $10.
Mm. But yeah, let's see. Okay, and then Venezuela elections. There's supposedly Russian and Chinese assistance. USA is crying bloody murder, and we're sorry. The triple letter agencies are funding a color revolution there. And I don't even know what happened last night. And I gotta check the news. Last I heard, they're headed for the Capitol and they want to burn down the presidential palace here. So we'll find out soon enough, I guess. Okay, and then shifting to positive international news, let's talk shipping for a second. And speaking on cocaine, if you want to move your product, you gotta have shipping logistics. And all the good drug movies, there's always lots of details on shipping logistics from American Gangster and whatnot. Oh, American Gangster, by the way, the heroin from Thailand was not shipped in coffins as the movie portrayed. The real process was the teak wood furniture. But yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at global shipping tonnage. Here we go. Okay, let's see. So a lot of ports out of China, of course, Tianjin, Qingdao, this is Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong here, and Singapore. Okay. And then we got Busan in South Korea. Oh, Shanghai, of course, Ningbo as well. Oh, I didn't know Ningbo was that big of a deal. Ningbo is a little floating island right outside of Shanghai. It's a famous like Buddhist monastery area and shipping dock kind of. I didn't know it was this big. Holy cow. Yeah. Da, 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 da. And then here's Rotterdam, which is a big deal too. A lot of the Algerian and Albanian cocaine comes through here. Okay. Da, 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 da. But yeah, there's only 4 players here. That's wild. And Hong Kong, which is, I guess, part of this, unfortunately. But yeah. Gosh, China, you're quite the paper tiger. In a handful of years, this will all be zeros. It's hard to imagine, but yep. 9 out of the 10 busiest ports in the world are Asia.
They're not
But
going to be.
what was that, Dave?
They're not going to be zeros. You're
Maybe not that bad, but it'll be less than 10% of these numbers. Give it 5 years. It'll be below 10%.
all the funding for these manufacturing stuff is it's still in China.
No. I mean, foreign direct investment is at all-time lows. Everyone's pulling out. The Japanese, the Americans, the Europeans.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is China exports all the shit that like costs 10 cents, and the building factories to support that kind of thing in India or Bangladesh or wherever is not going to be funded by somebody strong like CCP was.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see. Yeah. But they're also cannibalizing those same industries.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Anything with an established manufacturing technology, something you can draw a box, buy these machines, put them in a factory, hire 300 people.
right. And now they're
got-
scrapping everything and trying to salvage and just they're converting factories into literally scrap metal, and they have nowhere like nothing to do with it now. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's finish in like 5 minutes so we can get back to trading. But yeah, here's but Dave, I'd love to get your intel on what's the latest and greatest in the oil scene.
I haven't read the reports, but yeah, one of the ways that you store oil is you just leave it in the pipes. So at some point the pipes become full. When you shove 100 barrels in, you're not delivering the 100 barrels. You're delivering the 100 barrels are way at the end of the pipe. That's the whole idea of these. Every unit is the same futures. So like in 2020, when we had that big glut, everybody was buying all of the storage shipping, and I mean everybody was just gobbling up any way to take thousands of barrels of crude. So I don't really understand how the pipes could be all full and yet inventories are dropping week after week.
So for,
There's really great API reports, I believe. I'll find them and post one.
Yeah, thank you. So for Wani's benefit, since she's not here, she would ask, when would you go long oil?
Um,
Would now be a good time to go long oil?
well,
Just before the war breaks out.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you know that somebody's gonna get bombed, what the price of oil changes in like 30 hours if somebody blows up.
Well, looking at CL price into the future, they're not bidding it up, right? Like I thought this would go the other way.
Yeah, it's been that way for a long time.
Okay.
They always assume that oil's going to be cheaper. And with Trump coming on board, everybody, I assume, is treating that as almost like a sure thing.
But I don't expect him to win anymore, actually. Now that I've looked at more of the fallouts.
You don't expect Trump to win.
I don't anymore. I think Kamala's gonna get it.
You just don't watch the stats. I personally think that they went out and they did the same thing as me. That I got 3 phone calls from random BS people, and they all said polling. And I'm not going to answer polling, but the liberals will. So I mean, I think they cooked the numbers.
Oh no, I'm like I don't care about the numbers. I'm just to me it's just I feel like the DNC will pull all the stops and do massive cheating, far worse than 2020.
Yeah. So that's the argument that people have to be enforced, and it doesn't matter what they say about the building burning down. You're not going to leave.
Right, and either way, Uniparty wins, and we lose. So
Yeah.
I'm not really overly concerned. And Dave, my like I thought about your concerns a lot more this week. Like nuclear war must not happen. Everything else, I don't give a shit. But we cannot negotiate with radioactivity.
Well, and in any case, I don't see how the world goes anything but to shit if Democrats are running the show. It's a nightmare.
Then we all buy Lockheed stock and we don't worry about it.
Going to hyperinflation, that's just like a given. And there's no place to run because of that. Half the world is going to be at risk of being like Venezuela, and the United States is going to be Venezuela. The hyperinflation is just going to smash the world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. In prep for today, I noticed I talk a lot about China's gold reserves and central bank stuff, but I wanted to go across the number 2 player, and I did a deep dive on India's gold stuff. So I fortunately found a nice World Gold Council summary, and let's check this out. But yeah. Wish we had more of our Indians on today, but yeah, it's all good. All right, this is a little dated, but let's check it out. There's some cool highlights. But yeah, so at the time, there's 2,300 an ounce gold. As a comparison now, we're at 24.44 right now. And thanks to FOMC, we did see like a $40, $50 recovery after Papa Powell finished. All right, cool. Historical price levels have weighed on jewelry demand, but stimulating investment, barring coin. So jewelry demand correlates with like weddings and middle-class consumption. And then bar and coin is more sovereign purchases and bigger whales. Okay. And let's see, inflows to ETFs have waned. Just again, you're seeing the middle class get squeezed, and folks have discretionary income and have to park it in other places. And let's see, let's get to fun Indian specific items. Da, 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 da. Momentum. Where is-
The investment that rocked, every time I talk to somebody who's doing investment is real estate. You know, if your parents, you know, if you're now 70 parents bought real estate and made that their investment, not gold, they're just rolling in money.
In India or
The
here?
poorest people in the world, and they're now rolling in money.
You mean real estate in India?
Yeah, in India.
Yeah. Real estate, I mean, it's massive. I mean, it's a frontier economy to a certain extent, right? And real estate development is the foundation to a frontier economy. So yeah, it's a fair point. And then gold traditionally was just a hedge, but now that things are going into hyperinflationary areas, this can overshoot. And yeah.
It's also sort of the bailout package for the female.
For the female?
Yeah, if he does bad things, I've got all this gold that we've accumulated, and
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take the house.
Yes,
But, I
and
mean, the gold is instantly turned back into cash if they want, if they get desperate.
yes.
So control of the physical location of the gold was like a big deal for India women.
And at scale, central banks in Asia are taking physical delivery. So yeah, you're seeing the microcosm at the nuclear family level to the central bank level.
So India also started a physical gold marketplace. I've forgotten how long ago. Sometime in the last 2 years. So like LME, you know, the London Metal Exchange.
Correct,
deal-
the Indian equivalent. We've
India has
talked
its
about
own
it.
physical gold.
Yeah, I forgot the name. Larry brought it up before, I think. Or was it you? I forgot, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they control their market now.
Yeah.
They took out the friction.
And let's zoom out a little bit. I just want to show you guys the gold silver ratio. We haven't seen, yeah, silver is relatively cheap overall. At the extreme during COVID, it went to 119, but that was for a very thin slice of time. And I actually sold all my gold at the time at 100 to 1. I didn't think it would go to 120 to 1, but premiums had not spiked yet when it was at 100 to 1. So actually, I got a better deal than when it was at 120. But yeah, effectively, silver got cheap over the last 2 weeks, and gold got a little bit more valuable. So we're seeing a changing of the hands between the two metals, at least. And the other industrial metals, palladium and platinum and rhodium, are not keeping up with gold. So we're seeing gold kind of take off on its own, which means silver and the miners can leverage that right around the corner. And if Bank of America and everyone else is correct, the end of the year gold target is 3,000. We got, $550 more to go in about 4 months. Things can get really spicy. Oh, whoops, this is the wrong article. Let's skip this one. Oh, I didn't paste the China one. Oh, the India one. Where'd that go? Where's the India? Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, premiums. I want to show you guys premiums. I'll just give it a quick summary. So since gold and silver prices have been really high, what's happening with local inventory and regionally, inventories are really high because everyone's been selling, and dealers have no buyer on the other end. So they're sitting with a lot of inventory, and they're paying lower and lower rates for purchases right now. So there's that challenge. So if anything, gold and silver at the physical level is getting really boring. So it is a good time to buy overall. But yeah, I don't think we'll see these cheaper prices. Like, you're not going to see $2,000 gold ever again. And silver, this is kind of the last phase that's going to stay under 30. So, yep. And now let's talk China news and we'll close out the show. All right. Let's see. And again, here's the Shanghai Exchange. Their key watermark is 3,000. And you can see the market's been sideways for a long freaking time. This market is not the Nifty 50. It's been flat for 15 years because the commies have been grifting like there's no tomorrow. They just steal everything. If it's not nailed down, like it's theirs. So yeah, quite the nightmare. And yeah, I mean, it's the same problems in China. Mortgage protest, unpayments of civil servants, massive unemployment. Since it's August now, 11 million new graduates have officially graduated from July, plus the other 20 to 30 million that were already unemployed, and the older batch of other folks that are in between jobs. So you're looking at a 30 to 40 million group of just tech white collar workers that have no job. It makes my layoff data look like nothing. Oh, we have a couple more articles. Yeah, we got to fast forward. But yeah, China's getting some limitations on exporting drones. Not really tradable, but yeah. Let's take a look at this chart though, and then we'll go to the Thinkorswim and we'll call it a day. All right. So here we're seeing the Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index. I am not familiar with this until this article, but yeah, so this is looking at industrial inputs. So we're talking oil, diesel, fertilizer, a lot of industrial, standards. So we're seeing a substantial commodity price decline here. So a lot of this was just fed by high demand, but now that there's no demand and a lot of supply, it's quite the nightmare. And you have to also realize a lot of these OEM manufacturers are state-sponsored inventory, state-owned companies, and they're subsidized in a big way. So uh, this command economy model has not worked. And if the inputs are not being bought, then surely there's no finished goods coming out on the other end. So they're screwed. This paper tiger literally is on fire. The world's factory is fading fast. And let's look at FXI, Chinese large cap stocks. This is a big ETF, a big basket. It's trading sideways and slipping down, but it's done. It's toast. So let's look at Chinese tech stocks with CWEB. And sector leader here is Alibaba, which is the bulk of the weighting. And this has been in a very strong decline. And on balance volume, it's getting into sell-off mode, and it will continue. And we'll see a continued worsening trend. So once Alibaba kind of gives up the ghost, yeah, it's gonna rip down the whole basket with it in the ETF. But yeah, that's Alibaba, and its time is coming. And then here's Baidu. This has not done well at all. So definitely in trouble here. And its earnings is coming up. And then here is Li Auto that I am shorting the living shit out of. And this is like I wanted to short Neo, but it's just there's not a lot of juice left. It's like at $4. So Li Auto is the next best thing. And I will be sad when this gets below $10. But yeah, if you look at the on balance volume, it has been a total toilet experience since early May in explosive sell-off territory. Everyone is dumping 100 million net shares every single day. It's just really, really exciting. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And that's it. With that, let's rerun the poll. I would love to know your thoughts now on where you think the S&P 500 will go by next week. So check out your screens now. And oh, welcome, Alan. Let me drop the today's session notes for you in the chat. And there you go. Cool. All right. Thank you guys for voting. Let me share the results. It looks like we have an increased amount of pessimism. So 60% sideways and 40% bearish. So I've done my job in scaring you guys straight. Speaking of straight, did you guys see the Olympic craziness? The poor female boxer. Um, she quit after the first couple of punches. Like she's fighting this
That's
ugly ass
criminal.
man. Yeah,
That's criminal. I'm so
He
angry about
he
this. I've been angry about this for years now.
yeah.
I mean,
she or he broke her jaw from the first like hit.
yeah, it
That's
is just completely unacceptable. A male athlete is never going to be less than 1/3 more powerful.
yeah,
It's just it's how biology works. It's
yeah.
just horrible.
This is so mean. But yeah, like this guy's bone density, he is a third stronger, which means your muscles can attach to your bones better and you develop more torque. And it's unfair. It's so unfair.
So
Uh
I mean, the other one is just there's so few women trying to just be the best at things. This is destruction of this really important part of culture that has women trying to be the best.
yeah. But
Yeah, and creating heroes. I mean, they're destroying the heroes of the female children.
yeah. And then on a positive note, though, this guy from Turkey, dude, this is a 51-year-old guy, doesn't wear any gear, just goes there, shoots, and wins the silver medal for the 25-meter air, the air pistol competition. And everyone else is like wearing crazy things like this to adjust like depth of field, light, and everything. And
Eh,
this guy's just like, F you guys. And then I saw one meme was like, Alan will love this. This guy looks like a 51-year-old IT manager who just got divorced. Right?
That's epic. That is epic. That is freaking funny.
Let
I'm
me
using that remark.
let me find the meme.
Do the whole picture. He had his other hand in his pocket.
Exactly. It is fucking he's so badass. I just want to send a case of beer to this guy. Like, I don't know who you are, but if you ever come to California, come drink with the boys. But yeah, let me find that meme. It was so good.
You
I
said,
yeah.
well, I love it. Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's so good. Yeah, let me find that meme. I saved it.
That's priceless. That's why I've been looking at the Remington 22s for a while. So the Mark IV supposedly is like it's like a big turnaround in comparison to all the Remingtons out there. It's easy to steer.
Wait, the Ruger 22 or the Remington 22?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Ruger
Yeah,
22.
yeah. This is what I started with shooting. So I highly, not the SR22, but the Mark series. Yeah,
Yeah, the Mark series.
That's
they're
been around
amazing.
since the 70s.
Yeah, but they're bulletproof. And they're so popular because the grip angle is the same as the 1911, which is the classic handgun. So if you train with the 22 on this, you'll transition to the classic 1911 perfectly. The grip angle is the same. Glocks are not. That's why everyone complains when they switch to Glock in the beginning, it's different. The trigger is different and the angle's different, and it's fair. It is different. But for Americans, like we just have a great heritage that like I started shooting with this gun and it's a perfect tack driver. But yeah, can't complain. It's great for training for kids, for women, and the slide is easy to rack in an emergency situation, even one-handed. You can do it by yourself. If your hand's injured and you want to shoot left-handed, you can do it. And if it jams, you can clear it safely by yourself. With a Glock, that's not going to happen with a woman. She's going to die. I have the meme. So I'll find it. I'll send it to you, Alan, with the IT meme format.
No,
but it's just so good. Like I
that's
love
priceless.
this pissed off guy. He's like, yeah, okay. Good for you, man.
And then there's also there's a skeet shooter from Texas, right? She's like the most
Oh, yeah,
dominant.
yeah. What's her name? Kelly. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Shotgun. She's a trap and skeet woman.
Yep.
She's been to like 6 Olympics, and this is
Yep.
why I'm excited because because I'm not going to age out, and America has 0 medals for shooting sports right now. I looked earlier, but yeah, whatever. Most Olympics, yeah. And I blame myself because I'm not there. But yeah. Whatever the lady is, I forgot her name. It starts
Yeah.
with a K. She's short and fat, but she wins all the medals. Which gives me hope. Like I can be tall and fat one day, so I can still win medals. Okay. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know a lot of us have earnings trades. Let's send you guys off. It's a big day. It's got 10 minutes. Sorry for gobbling up too much time. I haven't placed my own shit yet, but let's call it here. I'll upload all the goodies. Thank you for hanging out again. Please stay safe. It's August. It's crazy. And we'll chat soon next week. All right. Thank you guys.
Right.
Take
Later.
care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Warren.
Bye.